All right, let's dive into a technology that's, well, it's pretty mind-blowing. We're not just talking about automating simple tasks anymore. We're talking about automating entire decision-making processes with something called AI agents. And trust me, this isn't just another buzzword, it's a real shift in how business gets done.
So think about this for a second. Could your business run itself? Seriously, imagine if all those complex, data-heavy decisions that eat up your time and brainpower could be handled for you, automatically, intelligently, and in the blink of an eye. That's the huge promise we're going to unpack today.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First up, what in the world are AI agents, really? Then we'll get into why they're becoming such a big deal for businesses right now. We'll peek under the hood to see how they think, check out some real-world examples, and then we'll talk about the roadblocks, because it's not all smooth sailing. Okay, let's get right into it. When most of us hear AI, we probably think of a chatbot popping up on a website. But I want you to push that thought aside. AI agents are in a totally different league. We're talking about a leap from just giving pre-programmed answers to having systems that can actually think, reason, and act all on their own. Now, the two big words to really hang on to here are autonomous and purposeful. An AI agent isn't just a piece of software sitting around waiting for you to tell it what to do. Nope, it's a system that's built to perceive what's going on around it, make sense of it, and then, this is the key, take a meaningful action to get a specific job done. So how on earth do they pull that off? Well, it's not a one-and-done thing. It's this constant repeating cycle. First, the agent perceives the world by pulling in data. Then, it reasons through all the options. After that, it acts on its best decision. And here's the magic part. It learns from the result, so it gets smarter over time. This perceive, reason, act, learn loop is what makes them so incredibly powerful. This image is actually a perfect way to picture it. No, AI agents aren't walking around in robot bodies. Not yet, anyway. But thinking of them as these autonomous digital workers, operating inside your business, making things happen, that's exactly the right idea. They are systems designed to do things. Okay, so we get what they are. But why the big fuss right now? The answer's pretty straightforward, really. Every business out there is under this constant pressure to be faster, smarter, and just plain more efficient. And AI agents, they're basically a superpower to help you do just that. Just look at the benefits. First off, automated decision-making. You can say goodbye to human bottlenecks on routine choices. Then you get real-time intelligence. That means making decisions based on what's happening this second, not what was in last month's report. All of this leads to a massive boost in efficiency and lets you scale up smart processes without having to hire a whole new department. And this is what it looks like from the top. Leaders can finally stop getting bogged down in the day-to-day weeds and focus on the big picture strategy. They can trust that these agents are on the ground handling the complex real-time stuff. It's all about turning that mountain of data you have into smart actions immediately. And that right there is a massive competitive edge. You with me? Good. Now, let's get a little geeky and pop the hood to see how these things actually think. To really get it, you gotta understand the architecture. It's like the blueprint for their digital brain. Everything starts here, at the input and feedback layer. Think of this as the agent's 5 senses. It's constantly taking in information from everywhere, your databases, live data streams, you name it, just to get a complete, up-to-the-minute picture of its world. Okay, once it's seen and heard all that data, it flows to the processing layer. This is the brain, where the heavy lifting happens. You've got machine learning models and fancy algorithms in here, all working to find patterns in the noise and figure out what the best options are. And all of that thinking leads right here, to the core decision layer. This is where the agent goes from knowing to doing. It takes all those insights, runs them through its logic and business rules, and then it makes a decision and acts on it. This visual here really pulls it all together. You can see that flow we just talked about. Data comes in, it gets crunched and analyzed in the middle by the agent's brain, and a smart, actionable decision comes out the other side. It's this layered setup that lets them handle so much information and make such complex choices. So what are the actual building blocks here? Well, you've got your data sources, of course. You've got the machine learning models doing the actual thinking, but here's the really critical part, the APIs and integrations. Think of these as the agent's hands and feet. They would allow it to actually connect to and control your other systems, like your CRM or your inventory management. It's how thoughts become actions.
Okay, enough theory. This stuff sounds cool, but where is it actually making a difference? Let's take a look at how these agents are already delivering some serious results out in the real world.
Take banking, for example. Agents are on the front line, sniffing out fraud across millions of transactions in milliseconds, way faster than any human could. Or look at retail. They're the brains behind those personalized recommendations or the prices that change based on demand. And they're even automating boring but super important stuff like compliance checks and approval workflows.
This gives you a great peek into what an agent sees. It's like a superpower dashboard. It's not just displaying information, it's watching it constantly, ready to pounce the second a risk factor changes or a new opportunity pops up. Now, hold on, before you run off to build one of these, we gotta be realistic. This isn't just plug and play. It's incredibly powerful, for sure, but there are some serious roadblocks you have to plan for.
You're really looking at 4 major hurdles. First, data. Garbage in, garbage out, right? If your data's a mess, your agent's decisions will be 2. Second, governance. You have to set up rules of the road to make sure it's operating safely and ethically. Third, infrastructure. You can't run a Ferrari on a dirt road. And last, but definitely not least, is explainability. This is a big one. If your agent makes a multi-million-dollar decision, you have to be able to explain why. You can't just shrug and say, the AI did it.
So when you boil it all down, AI agents are about this huge shift from just looking at data to actually acting on it. And that brings us to a final thought, something for you to chew on. If you could give just one core complex part of your job to a fully autonomous AI agent, what would it be? Really think about it, because your answer probably gives you a little glimpse into the future.